And Lester is not gonna enjoy this at all, but I am. Hey y'all, happy Sunday. I know what you're thinking, because I'm thinking it too. Jamie, you didn't make us a Saturday video where you did all the things, and you're right, it's because I actually did all the things and gave you all the day off. But that means Sunday, you gotta get up and do something with me, okay? I gave you a break on our normal, very, very busy day. I did it all on my own. But now today, you're in for it. I started some of the things already. I'm out here at the greenhouse and I gotta turn off the sprinkler because I've been watering the garden for a few hours this morning. The lazy way. Excuse my dirty hands. We're gonna talk about that here in a second. Let me show you what I did already while you've been sleeping, okay? The garden is watered. I already did both sides and all the way back, all while you were resting up. And what this has done is cooled everything off so that way when I get out here to pick tomatoes today and pick the rest of the squash, hopefully there'll be less bugs and it'll make it a little bit less prickly against my very delicate farm girl skin. Okay, that's a lie. I just wanted it to cool off a little bit and maybe just wash a little bit of the dirt off of some things. But that's done. So I do have to pick things, and we are going to begin roasting tomatoes today because we're making some salsa, some fire roasted salsa, which is gonna be delicious. I have all the ingredients, I have all my jars washed, like that's happening. Probably not in this video, but we'll get all this stuff picked together. Don't you worry. Hi, sweetie. I also transplanted new tomatoes into my little raised beds. I started these seeds a few weeks ago. And these won't stay here permanently, but they will grow fairly tall, and I'll transplant them outside in places, hi Trixie, hi Stella, that have other things removed already. So if you notice, there's quite a few gaps down here. I have squash vine borers, which is basically detrimental to all squash and zucchini. And it's not the end of the world because we got a pretty good zucchini harvest. But what will happen is I will use those open slots after they've had about probably a week or two of rest. I will refresh them with some soil mixed in, some compost mixed in, and I'll transplant those tomatoes in there when they're probably about another foot tall. And by then we'll have some of these that are done. So that's what's happening out here greenhouse garden wise. I got a lot of flowers and things going on. But overall, this is still good. Okay, you ready to hear about what else has got to happen today? You're kind of looking at it. Now, Lester is doing Sanctuary in JL right now. So I'm on deck for Longhorn Lester's. And that's not fuzzy viewing that you're seeing. That's actually seeding of our grass. We mowed 3 days ago. And in our grass mixture is some bahia. And bahia seeds make this Y whenever it seeds. All those little black things on there are seeds. So whenever it started to seed, of course, Lester's little mowing heart got a little panicked. And was like, it's all coming up. All the sprigs are coming up. And I'm all like, let it seed. Let it reseed itself because that's just going to thicken up what we've got. We still have a lot of bald spots, as you can see. And I've overplanted this last year. I have worked my tail off to get grass to come back. And even here, where I had it so thick, some of the dirt washed away, which washed away the roots of the grass. Some of it is slowly peeking through, but I'm letting it reseed. But today is a good day to mow, which will sling the seeds a little bit further. And it's supposed to rain tomorrow night. Supposed to. Doesn't matter though, because I brought a sprinkler, a new sprinkler, not just one from the garden, because we're a sprinkler household now. The ostriches have a sprinkler, my garden has a sprinkler. I used one of those sprinklers last year to plant all the seed here, but you know, it gets repurposed. So I bought another sprinkler to both use on some of those bald spots, give it a little bit of glue basically when I mow. And then I'll use the sprinkler the rest of the time just in the landscaping, take some pressure off of what I'm doing. I'll show you this fancy sprinkler. We're going old school here. This is the kind we used to run through as kids. Oh, it was so fun. And then you would squat down over top of it too, but you know, only my brothers did that. I never did that, I promise you. Next up, I'm going to cook some sausages and hamburger and probably whip up maybe some macaroni and cheese. That sounds really good. I also got some fries to throw into the air fryer for Lester. Okay, before I mow, are you getting tired yet? I've been slowly pulling out tomato plants right here that are just overwhelmed with caterpillars. And they're pretty much done anyway. There's a few left here, but everything's dying and it just was time. Clear it all out. This probably has maybe another week left on this. This is almost completely done. They're almost all yellow. They've all have caterpillar holes in them. It's a disaster. There is no Seven Dust, BT, any diatomaceous earth that is helping in this cause because it's so... There's a lot. Ooh, look at you, pretty green dragonfly. Look at him. Hi. You're beautiful. You look like a toy. I hope you're good luck. Thank you for visiting. So I want to get all the ripe ones picked, get them tossed over to the ostriches. I also want to point this out. People told me, Jamie, you got to plant basil next to your tomatoes. They ate all my basil too, okay? These caterpillars are the devil, I'm telling you. I did pick cucumbers this morning. I do need to still pick peppers. Yeah, Peter Piper, pickle pepper, you know what I mean. And I got quite a few peppers to pick out here today. So we got a lot of garden and outdoor work. And then the final thing, and Lester is not gonna enjoy this at all, but last year we had our Coleman temporary hot tub up out here, and it got taken down for prom, and then it got damaged over the winter. So I haven't bought another one, and we used it faithfully almost every day. However, I did buy an 8-foot pool at Dollar General, and let me just tell you what, that sucker's going up in the driveway, and me and Lester and the dogs are gonna have us a grand old time. That's how we're gonna stay cool. I already opened all of these packages, which was dog food and some horse stuff that I ordered. So this has to go to the burn pile. I refilled the dog food, I refilled the cat food. I clearly didn't close it enough. Oh, Ritzy, we have so much to do today, baby. So much. What do you think, Chrissy? We have to play. We have lots to play. So, on top of our normal chores, okay? That's what's on today's agenda. So I thought you would want to come along and get going with me. Come on, you've had a lot of time to relax yesterday. So, what I'm going to do first is probably start the grill, get that fired up, and then get this opened up and read the instructions. It says only 10-minute prep, but I am a bit nervous about this whole ordeal. Well, she doesn't look as big as what I thought she would look. But I got air put in the outside. It says not to blow it up as tight as possible. It says to let the water fill it up, and then you can go back and add more later. So, Millie, you ready for water? She's like, set up the pool, Mom, it's hot. All right, it's coming along. It is not a circle yet, so we're not gonna freak out about that. But also not gonna freak out that I do know that this driveway slopes down a little bit, so it's not gonna be perfectly level, but you know what? It's gonna serve a purpose. It's gonna cool us off. Now, to add a little bit of embarrassment to what's going on, my hopes and dreams would be that that can be full by the time that Lester gets here, because I would love to be floating in it, and let me show you why. I may have bought myself a little raft, a little comfort plush floating mat, because y'all know that I'm buoyant as heck anyway, and that the redneck hot tub that he bought me a few years ago for my birthday didn't quite work out as cute as things imagined. So I thought that I would just be a little more preemptive, see if I could just be floating and be all, you know, cute before he gets home. I'm not so sure that that's the case today, because currently it's about 2 inches deep. And I think he's on his way from Plum Grove. I will check to be sure, but yeah, it's always better in my mind than what is in reality. I will say that. The day is coming together. Okay, it really is coming together. I promise you. It's happening.